Hi, so in this video, I will try to help you with learning the stratigraphic successions. Basically, the successions are related to the geologic timescale, and at each and every point, while you're trying to learn the successions, you need to focus on the geologic timescale and relate with it. Suppose you are learning any Archean succession or Proterozoic succession or Phanerozoic succession, any succession, you need to relate where that type area is and at which age this type area was formed. So first of all, the succession, the geologic time scale succession I have given you, you need to learn that. And the most important point is, do not panic. There are about 18 to 19 successions, so you must be panicking. How should I learn this much? Anyone who has good memory can will definitely be able to learn, but those who don't have good memory, like me, they will find it very difficult. But I, if I could do that, I believe anyone can do that. So first, need to focus on some techniques, how to learn such long tables, how to learn, remember such long data and retain that data. Most important is, you don't need to learn lot of new things. You just need to focus on retaining those things that you have learned. Try not to forget the things you have learned. That is the most important, and that can be done through revision only. So your 10% or 20% time should be focused on learning things, and rest of the time you need to revise things. You need to remember it all around. You need to live that thing. Any subject you are reading, any subject, suppose paleontology and stratigraphy, these are totally based on memory. So you need to revise them at least once each day, at least once. So before beginning, let's focus on this geologic time scale. So what you can do is, first, I believe if you are preparing for JAM or BHU or any competitive exam in geology, then you must at least be knowing what are the eras and eons and periods. Or if you don't, then you can learn that, and you can learn what are the periods. First is, what are the periods, because there are only few eons and era, so that you can obviously learn, and then you can focus on periods. What is the period, and what are the periods for each era? So like in Mesozoic, we have Triassic, Jurassic and Cretaceous period. So these periods, then you have to learn their ages. What are the ages? First you need to do this, and then after you are confident on the ages and the periods, then you can relate it to the evolutionary changes and the distribution, where what are the significant distributions in the Indian peninsula that occurred during these periods or epochs. So, and what are the biological or evolutionary changes that occurred? These you have to learn. So first you need to learn the ages, and then you need to focus on the evolutionary changes and the Indian distribution. First you get confident with the ages. After this, after the time scale, geologic time scale, you have learned it, then proceed segment wise. You don't need to learn every succession in one day and then revise it. No. Try, I have given you 3 PDFs. First is Archean, then is Proterozoic, and then is Phanerozoic. So first Archean, you need to focus. What are the changes that took place in Archean? First you see, the in the Archean period, uh, during the Archean times, there was no existence of life, so you don't need to focus on the fossil part. So fossil part is omitted here, and then here only the craton was formed during the Archean time. the craton was formed, and there was no mobile belts or no tectonic activity taking place. So there will be less formations, and e- everything will be succession. So you need to make formulas. So first you need to use this, what I call it, a skeletal memory. What is a skeletal memory? So see here, just like the time scale, first you make a frame and then you add data onto it. First you make a frame of the periods, eons and eras, and the ages. That will be the frame. You are confident on that. Then you add the evolutionary changes. Then you add the what are the distributions. So here you see this time scale is a basic one. This is not the complete one. This is the first step to learning the time scale. These are the details and data that should be learned firsthand, and then after you can relate and add more data to it. Eventually you will see, you if you continuously relate to it, eventually you will see that there is more to the time scale than only this much. So like this, you see, this is the Dharwar craton, and this is the succession of the Dharwar craton. So just like here I have done, like captain of RCB plays 6 games. So here captain is for C, close pit granite, RCB, that means Rani Benu, Chitradurga, Baba Budan. Plays with Peninsular Nice, and 6 games is Sargur Cyst. So Sargur Cyst or Gorun Nice. So SG, 6 games. So like this you can make formulae, and just make sure you learn the on first day. Suppose you are taking the Archean part, there is not much in the Archean, so try to finish the stratigraphic units first, and then you can, this part is optional, the lithological units and general characteristic. But if you read once, then you can be easy, it will be easy to relate with the stratigraphic units, and then you will be having more confidence. Your most important part in this learning is you need to gain confidence. So here approximate age also is given, so you can learn the ages with the stratigraphic units. So basically first you need to learn the stratigraphic units and try to learn it from downwards to upwards. Bottom to top, if you learn, then you will have older to younger. That is how stratigraphic units should be learned as well as written and understood. But if you are having difficulty in formulating from bottom to top, then of course you can do from top to bottom. Our ultimate goal is to learn it. So this is the Dharwar craton, and then we have the saucer group here. See, here the saucer group is, what are the significant parts of this saucer group. Like in the Dharwar craton, we can find gold. So you need to see what are the mineral assemblages, in the most important parts. You don't have to learn everything, like what are totally dolomites, limestone, phyllite. Don't have to learn everything. You just need to focus on what economic or significant minerals, distinct minerals. Like in the saucer group, in the Mansar formation, we get manganese. So this will help you understand, or this will help you, like now you will never forget Mansar is in saucer and Mansar contains manganese. So if you find the total succession to be very long, then you can, like you while playing games, you have checkpoints. So you can make Mansar as a checkpoint. And now you have Bichwa, Junewani, Chorwali, and then Mansar. So after you have learned up to Mansar, then you can continue till Luangi, Kadibikhera, and Sitasongi. So this way, it will be very helpful for you to learn the formations by but make formulae and don't get confused with the formula. Like what will be next word, or what will be the what was the previous word. If you get confused, then change the formula and just remember one thing: the formula has to be your own, unique. That can be anything. That doesn't have to be decent one or something. You don't have to do anything. Just learn it any way you want. And see here in the Dongagad belt, here we have volcanics and then other formation, volcanic and then another formation. So here we see alternating patterns. So remember the patterns, focus on the patterns. What are the patterns where these patterns occur? Similar patterns can be seen in the Kadapa basin. See, this is the Kadapa basin, Kadapa supergroup. Over that lies the Karnool group. In the Kadapa supergroup, in the Krishna group, here we can see first is quartzite, then shale, then quartzite, and the lower formation again shale, again quartzite. See, we can see here the alternating sequences of shale and quartzite. And then here only one formation, that is Vampale shale and limestone are present in the Papagni group. Here I have also written the copper and lead that is present in Nallamalai, and diamond is present in Cheyyar. So these things you need to see and you need to focus so that it will be easier for you to remember. So if you relate these things with each other, then it will be very easy for you to remember. So first here you don't have to, in the Kadapa supergroup for example, you don't have to remember the formations at once. First you need to remember the sequence of groups. What comes first? Papagni came first, then came Cheyyar, then Nallamalai, then Krishna. First you need to remember this sequence, and then after that, after you have gained confidence, then you can proceed to the formations. And similarly, I have given you all the successions. You can learn these successions. While learning these successions, you need to focus on what are the granites. There are Erincrona granites and close-bed granites. There are a lot of granites, and focus on their ages, which what is the sequence of their formation, and which granite formation belongs to which group, and similarly the rhyolites and volcanics, quartzites and traps, and relate everything with this time scale. Relate everything that you are studying with the time scale. See, here you can see in the Kashmir basin. In the Kashmir basin, there is a Muth formation. In this Muth formation, if you see the geological time scale, see here we have Muth quartzites, and this belongs to Devonian. Its age is Devonian. So whenever learning the Phanerozoic stratigraphy, you can see the Muth formation will automatically belong to Devonian. That means if you can't remember what ages are these total age sequence, you cannot remember, then at least make a checkpoint. Here is the Muth formation. That means it has to be Devonian. So below that will be Cambrian, Silurian, and above that will be Carboniferous, Permian, relating to the time scale. Similarly, you can see here another Muth formation is there, that is in the Spiti Valley. Here Muth formation, automatically it is D, means Devonian, and similarly the upper part will be of younger age and lower formation will be of older age. This way you need to relate and make sure that you can find connection, join all the dots. That will be very easy for you to learn.